Hello, welcome to AI News GH. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. The Ghana Armed Forces Defense Mechanical Transport Battalion has commissioned a state-of-the-art conference facility, which was built out of an old dilapidated lubricant store. The edifice contains a 72-seater facility equipped with 4 washroom cubicles, a projection room for training, storeroom, and a host of many others. The commanding officer of the Defense Mechanical Transport Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Mohammed Wombe, encouraged the unit within the Burma camp to request the use of these facilities as a token fee to help maintain the facility and facilitate activities of their unit.
This ceremony, the purpose of our gathering here is twofold. First is to adore this beautiful edifice, and secondly, to use the occasion to see off one of our own and colleague, Lieutenant Colonel Faustina Denison. Lieutenant Colonel Denison happened to be the unit second in command until her promotion to her current rank, and then posted to the General Headquarters, Supplies and Transport. This ceremony, immediately after my welcome address, the facility will be dedicated by the clergy. Thereafter, the Chief of the Army Staff will be assisted by the DST and myself to cut the ribbon, after which we shall tour the facility. Thereafter, we will have a presentation of gifts and we will receive the remarks by the Chief of the Army Staff. The need for all ranks to have an assembly place for service, paddles hour, training on other administrative activities cannot be overemphasized. Either to putting up this facility, unit training, service, paddles hour were held under the unit vehicle shed, which were not ideal and conducive, because such activities were often disturbed with noise and movement of vehicles within this yard. In view of this, the decision was taken to convert an old dilapidated lubricant store into this edifice we are witnessing today. The seed money for this facility came from the proceeds of the sale of the unique and serviceable welfare bus known as Dozari Lines. Dozari Transport. Subsequent regulations from the benefactors of the units who supported in various ways to help complete the project. The auditorium is a multi-purpose facility. It comprises of a 72-seater hall, expandable to 82-seater, 4 washroom cubicles, a storeroom, and 2 offices. The offices are earmarked to house the Ghana Armed Forces vehicle tracking system yet to be installed. It is also equipped with a projection facility suitable for training conferences, seminars, church services, and debates. I encourage units within Burma camp to request for use of this facility at a token fee to help maintain the facility. At this juncture, let me take the opportunity to acknowledge some individuals and organizations that supported us in making this project a success. First and foremost, I want to thank the Support Service Brigade Commander, who is not here with us, for his guidance and fatherly advice always. Also, thanks goes to the Director Supplies and Transport for his guidance and support in making this project a success. Indeed, the DST provided the conference chairs for the hall. Again, I thank the Lion Roofing Company Limited for supporting us to have this beautiful roof over the building. Also, I want to thank Mr. Kap Deku, Chief Executive Officer of the Service Shop, and Elikov Enterprise for their general support towards the completion of this project. I cannot end this acknowledgement without mentioning Hajia Nusrat Giwa, manager of Giwa Electrical Enterprise, for her support towards the completion of these projects. Also, special thanks go to the commanding officers of the 48th and 49th Engineer Regiment for their ready and willingness each time I call on them for support for these projects. There are many other people who contributed in diverse ways to these projects who do not want to be mentioned. To each and every one of you, I say God bless you.
Speaking at the opening ceremony, the outgoing Chief of the Armed Staff, Major General William Azuri Ayamdu, after commending the battalion for undertaking the project, challenged officers to ensure proper accountability during the execution of projects so as to avoid any suspicion or accusation of corruption that he says is being peddled of late against the Ghana Armed Forces.
It gives me immense pleasure to be here with you this morning to commission this beautiful edifice. I say this because you all are aware that next week I'll be leaving for good. I'll be leaving the armed forces for good. Because of that, I think some ceremonies are ongoing, and yesterday a few of you must have been at the lunch at the Arakan Officers' Mess. So let me seize this opportunity to thank you all for coming for that lunch. This Canada part behind there. Oh, okay. That's one of the brigadiers in waiting. It has been signed, it will come on the 19th. Even though I was pushing that it should be immediate time. So thank you for inviting me for this commissioning. As I leave, my name remains here, which means that anytime I come back, I can come and look here with a pretense of looking for fuel for my vehicle. But let me say that having inspected this edifice, it is beautifully built. Even though it was an old structure, a lot of work has gone into it, and it is beautiful inside. Those of you who are on this side should get inside and look at it. And I want to congratulate you, the staff here, for putting your thoughts together to put up such a beautiful edifice. I was happy when the commanding officer was welcoming us, and he said that this building is 22 expandable to 82. It will be used for training, conferences, and other things. For me, the essence is the training. That we have a comfortable place where we can sit down and talk about issues pertaining to this our Ghana Armed Forces, to move it beyond where it is now. So, well done. And I thank all those who are putting some contribution to putting up the structure. I heard CAF and others. Incidentally, CAF is not here, is he? Now, in the system, the government is making a lot of effort to give us infrastructure. These are very costly things, and the kitty will never be sufficient to provide us all that we require. And therefore, it is essential that when we get some little resources, we should be looking at such ventures especially that can benefit everybody in the corps and in the system. Sometimes we tend to think myopically by doing very little things that we think would be legacy things for we the individuals. This, for instance, is a wonderful legacy that you are going to leave behind as commanding officer and then the members of the DST Corps. That every time somebody will be seated inside here doing some training, having a conference, having a deba, having a padres hour, and they will always remember that it is during your time that this was done. Once again, I congratulate you. Immediately after this function, I'm heading to Kumasi to go and what should we say? To cut the salt for another edifice those of you who know the GOC's residence in Kumasi, he also has a guest house. I think that most of you in SNT would know generally where that place is. An old dilapidated building. And we have gladly also gotten somebody who is going to put up a better structure that can take about 30 officers, so that when we move to Kumasi for any activity, instead of going to pay money and stay in a very expensive hotel, we can stay there. And then there's also a conference part of it. There's going to be a conference aspect, and then there's going to be a restaurant also where you can go and eat. And these are the things that we should think of doing. But while we are doing these things also, we must subject ourselves to accountability. I have been talking to a lot of the commanding officers, especially related to contributions that troops make when they go on operations. When I was in DI, I had the opportunity to read some comments that were made on the social media about we, the commanding officers or senior officers who handle such accounts. And they were not pleasant to read. We're accusing officers of using the money personally for their own benefit and so many other things. So while we are putting up these things, let us subject ourselves to accountability, to let everybody who is under our command know that this is how much has come in, this is how much we are putting into the building, this is perhaps how much of it is left. And we do that, everybody at the end of the day will be satisfied that as leaders we have done our job. This is the second time that I am doing such a ceremony within the S&T Corps. And I must congratulate you. You are doing so well, and keep up. I'm sure that the other units will be learning from you, and they will try to catch up with you. Once again, let me, on behalf of Army Headquarters, congratulate you for a good job done. Keep it up, and let your example show elsewhere so that people can copy. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. A representative of the Commander Support Services Brigade, Colonel Owusu Grobe, and the Commanding Officer of the Defense Mechanical Transport Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Mohammed Gombe. They'll cut the ribbon and unveil the name of the hall, which will be followed by a tour of the facilities.
Yes, sir. You are supposed to help me. Yes, sir. You will help me to go inside. Yes, sir. You can also. So,
okay.
So, I
Commission in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Distinguished guests,
The facility was officially opened for all to take a tour within. Hannah Alagbe, AI News, GH.